Game week 22 is finally around the corner. We are starting to get a clearer picture of the doubles in 25, the blanks in 26, and the blanks in 29, which means the transfers from now on are vital. No more just chasing a 1 week punt. It's all about using strategy and to correlate our transfers with our chip strategy. So in this video, I've got 3 incredible transfers for you. 1 differential joker in a pack if you fancy being a little bit more aggressive, chase the overall rank and the mini leagues. If that sounds good to you, do me a favor. Drop a like, share the video, subscribe, all that good stuff. Only thing left now is for us to get stuck into the video. First transfer I'm looking at is Richarlison. Now, why am I looking at him? Let's first start off with the fixtures. He's got Brentford at home for the next fixture. So that immediately tells me captain material. If I owned him or if I do bring him in, he will be one of my favourite captains for this game week. Brentford are really struggling. Yes, they've got Ivan Toney back, but he's not exactly going to play centre-back, is he? So they've still got problems defensively. I think Spurs score 2 or 3 goals, and I'm sure he will be involved. After that, they've got Everton and Brighton, so still lovely fixtures. They've got they play in blank game week 29. So if you're starting to strategize with your moves and you don't want to use a free hit in 29, he will be playing in that game week, which is a big positive. Last 5 fixtures, this is where he comes very, very strong. 8-8-1-8-9. I mean, that consistency, that's 4 returns from the last 5. Really, really strong. And from a captain potential, you want that consistency. 7 goals and 3 assists in 1,001 minutes. It might not seem that impressive, but bear in mind, a lot of the minutes were at the start of the season where he wasn't playing well, he was injured. Now he is playing well and looks fully fit. A couple of negatives. Son, when he comes back, what happens? Does Son just go to left wing and Richarlison keeps his position? I mean, in fairness, he deserves it. He's been playing that well, but we don't know. That's something. It's a question mark. When Son comes back, we'll have to deal with it. We won't know what Ange's going to do. He blanks in game week 26, so that's another thing you need to plan for. He only has 1 blank. Some players have blank in 26 and 29, which make it more awkward. So it's 1 blank. You might be able to account for that, put him on the bench for that game week. But they're the 2 negatives. I think the positives, especially with the captaincy, far outweigh the negatives. So that's my first transfer. Really, really like him. Next up is Jota the Slotter. Now, this man is on everyone's lips at the moment, playing really, really well. He's really stepped up since Salah's got injured. He's enjoying the extra minutes. I mean, just today, he scored in the FA Cup again. I mean, he's returning practically every game week. And people that owned him last week, their green arrow must have been incredible. He had a massive haul. Now, why am I still recommending him? We're not trying to chase those points from last week. Well, no. Fixtures are Chelsea at home, Arsenal away, Burnley at home. Yes, I know they don't look that easy, but I think the Chelsea fixture, Liverpool score at least 2 goals. The Arsenal one, okay, that's going to be much more tricky, but then you've got Burnley. But there's more. Very likely to double in game week 25. That's not confirmed yet, but that is the big, big carrot in front of that. I mean, you're going to want to own him for the double game week 25 when that gets announced. So it's up to you if you move now or do you want to wait for confirmation before you bring him in. That's not a problem. But even without the double, his last 5 games, have a look at this. 19, 7, 6, 1, 8. I mean, there's a gap in there between, of course, when he was injured, but I've just put in the returns of when he's played. Incredible consistency. 7 goals, 5 assists in 754 minutes. Ridiculous. When he plays, his goals to minute ratio is unreal. Like, literally, he's an assassin in front of goal. Now, I'll give you a couple of negatives. Salah fit soon. What does that mean? We know once Salah comes back, minutes have to be reduced because Salah just owns that right spot. So we know that's 1 spot gone, which potentially leaves Jota and Nunez fighting for, 2 positions if I include Gakpo and Diaz. So it becomes a bit more trickier then, and it's something we would have to deal with, okay? And the other one is he blanks in game week 26. So even if we enjoy the 25, if he gets the double, instantaneously you're left with, if you own him and own Richarlison or own a Chelsea player, straight away you're going to be left looking at your team thinking, hang on, I've only got 7 or 6 players playing. So bear that in mind before you jump in with him. Yeah, definitely planning is needed before you make these moves. But I really, really like him. I mean, look at his price, 7.9 million. Another player playing out of position, listed as a midfielder, playing up front. In fact, actually, since the Bournemouth game, he got moved to the right-hand side and Nunez is through the middle, which is superior for Jota because Nunez occupies the back line, causing havoc and just Jota just slyly gets into the right positions, the dangerous positions, and scores those goals. So I really like that move, even with the potential blank. Not a problem for me. Really, really like him. Next, let's have a look. Third up. Now this one is a spicy potential transfer. I know what you're thinking. Ooh, very risky. Let's start with why I think he could be a gem in the upcoming game weeks. Look at the fixtures. Burnley at home, Brentford away, and Everton at home. Now, we have to bear in mind, this is Manchester City now. Around this time of the season, and it was when they start getting serious and they go on them winning runs. They just beat Spurs the other day, which was a tick on Pep's list because they hardly ever score at Spurs' ground. They've even ticked that off, and it looks like they're going to start coming into their own with the top players becoming fit again. The squad's looking ready to go for the challenge that they normally always do. He's going to be pivotal to that. Now, double game week in 25 is Chelsea and Brentford. That's two lovely fixtures. And the potential of not owning KDB for that does worry me. It's that double game week I think is the what I'm chasing. I can see him doing something in that, 100%. Now, the last positive I put there is basically he's a world-class player playing with an amazing fixtures. What more do we need to convince ourselves? Especially we've got the Salah Son money burning a hole in our pockets. We can utilize it. In theory, you could spend the Salah money on KDB, and when Salah's back, you just reverse it. If you're that worried, not owning, of course, Salah or a Son. So that's the way I look at this move here. Now, let's have a look at the negatives, because of course there will be. He's been injured all season. That's a pretty big negative. He's only played 21 minutes, yet managed to get us excited because he scored, assisted, and got the 3 bonus points. I mean, that's how good he is. But the reality is, he will have to be managed. He came on again as sub against Spurs in the FA Cup. He's being managed. It's 100%. Whether he starts against Burnley and gets 70 minutes, we're not sure. So that is a big, big negative there, and you have to bear that in mind. But if you're attacking the immediate fixtures and you want a player who can haul, and he's got a double in 25, he's right there. He's actually right there in front of our faces. So whether or not we've got our risk appetite is there to take on a player who might play 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 30 minutes. We don't know yet. So that's the unknown there, okay? So that's my 3 transfers that I'm happy with. I'm still not sure myself 100% which one of these I'm going to be bringing in. But I've got a 4th one for you. It's an interesting one. This is normally the differential, the Joker pack. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. It's Darwin Núñez. Now, I already own him, so it's not really an issue for me, but I'm starting to think you need to own him. With the double in 25 likely to be announced, it's not been announced yet, bear that in mind, but when it is announced, because Liverpool don't play in 26, they've got a blank, he is one of my favourites to own. Ideally for me, it's Trent, Salah and Núñez, but if Salah's injured, it'll be Trent, Jota and Núñez. And he's playing really, really well. Let's have a look at some of the positives. So Chelsea, Arsenal, Burnley, I've already discussed earlier on. Fixtures are not amazing, but they're good enough. The difficult fixture is away to Arsenal, of course, but Liverpool can score there. Very likely to double in 25, I've already said that, but that will be updated closer to the deadline. Last 5 games is at 11, 5, 8, 1, 1. So you could see he's starting to pick up the consistencies there. The last 3 game weeks, and if I include the fixture in the FA Cup versus Norwich, he scored again. So that's 4 returns in the last 4 games. So it's slowly picking up. I saw a stat with him saying that he's the only player in the top European leagues to get 10 goals, 10 assists without penalties. First, I should say, to get there. So that's incredible. He's not as doing as social media will make you think he's that bad. He's not that bad. He's playing really, really well. 7 goals and 8 assists in 1,201 minutes. Not that great. That needs to be upped, but slowly it is getting there, as you can see with the last 3 game weeks. The blank in 26 is the big negative. So again, if you stack up with some of these players that I've put in the video, you have to bear in mind you're going to be left with a depleted team. And if you're not using your free hit or wild carding or whatever your strategy is going to be, just go use the FPL team. Jump on there, map your fixtures out and your transfers out so you can actually visualize and see what's going on, because you do not want to be left in a situation where you chase all of these points now. Come game week 26, you need to do a minus 12. You lose a lot of them points that you've gained. All right. But I honestly think Núñez now is becoming, I'd prefer to own him than Watkins and Solanke at the moment. The way Liverpool are playing, especially with no Salah, which means it's added incentive for him to take the mantle and put his hand up and deliver for Liverpool, and he has been doing it. Him and Jota have been sharing, and they've been scoring the goals. So that's my 4 transfers for you. Let's have a quick look at my team. It's not in the ideal position, to be honest, but let's have a quick run through. So I got Areola in goal against Bournemouth at home. Pretty comfortable with that fixture. Let's hope he got a fat lip, didn't he, in the last game? So let's hope he's ready for this one here. Stupinan done really well in the last fixture. I'm more than happy with having him in my team against Luton. I've got Porro. Again, no issues there. Playing Brentford at home, we'll take that. Trent, I think the flag will be gone. He played against the Norwich in the FA Cup. You know, quite comfortable. It's a possibility he plays in the 6 as Endo's still away in international, and it sounds like McAllister's out injured. So that could be a problem. But yeah, more than happy to start Trent. Palmer, of course, difficult fixture at Liverpool at Anfield. But having said that, Palmer's just been incredible this season, and who knows what can happen. Raheem falls on the floor again. Up steps Palmer to collect his 10 points. Foden played really well, but didn't deliver the last game week. But potential captaincy for me if I don't bring anyone else who I think is a better captain. I really like the look of that on him. Saka, very frustrated. I know loads of us are getting fed up, but a good fixture for Arsenal. Arsenal look rested, rejuvenated, and I think they get a couple of goals against Forest. Son is in the starting position. The reason that is, like I've done in the video, that position's the one I want to make the transfer in. One of the 3 I've shown you. I want to bring one of them in and hopefully attack the game week. But Son plays before the deadline on Tuesday, so I could get an idea if he's going to be knocked out, which could change my thinking. I was speaking with Harry on Burning Questions on Friday, and that did, he put that idea into my head, and it's very interesting. I never considered it. I was 100% making that transfer, but you never know. If he looks like he's 100% going out at half time, could I roll and keep him? So 4. Darwin against Chelsea, more than happy. You can see the vice captaincy, whether or not I turn it into a full captaincy. Let's see. Watkins, been, again, a little bit quiet recently, but he's been playing all right, been unfortunate. Newcastle at home, not the easiest fixture, but yeah. And then you've got Solanke versus West Ham. Again, he's going against my goalkeeper. I never normally like that, but it is what it is. I don't have much options. The bench, you could see I've got the Newcastle keeper against Villa. I've got Gabriel, who's flagged, and the star guy got 17 points last week. Surely I don't bench him. He could be the option where I keep Son and play Gabriel if he's declared fit. So that's quite an important one. More information. We've got 2 more days. Lascelles at Villa, but Lascelles is poor. He needs to go. He doesn't play. He's got injuries. It's a transfer waiting to happen. Especially with the blanks and stuff coming up, I need to improve the bench so I'm prepared. Gives me some flexibility. It doesn't force my hand to do either minuses or use my chips. And then last in the bench is McAtee for Sheffield United playing Crystal Palace. He's been, to be fair, he's been all right for a 5th midfielder when I've needed him. He's even got me a couple of assists. So that's the team. More than likely at the moment, it's Son to one of the 3 players I've shown you. I'm more than happy. If Richarlison comes in, he'll more than likely be the captain. I think I would take him just over Foden, even though I think Manchester City score more goals against Burnley, but still, just Richarlison's minutes, and with City, they can share the goals around. So that's my thinking at the moment. Get in the comments, let me know what you think about my team. Hope you enjoyed that video. That's the transfers I'm recommending. Get in the comments and let me know if you agree with those transfers, or do you already own them, or you're doing a completely different transfer and bringing in a differential that I've not discussed. Get in the comments. I always reply to my comments, but more importantly, I'm always intrigued to see what other FPL managers are doing. I love seeing the thought process and the different styles of management. So yeah, get in the comments and I'll reply back to you. Now, before you jump off, do me a favor, like, subscribe, and share the video. Last thing for me to say, I wish you good luck, and I'll see you in my next video.